Hey there, Alan Brokken, the cool dad everybody talks about. At least that's what my kids call me. Here from parts unknown while I'm on vacation. This week's episodes are going to be just a little different, as I've tried to really take a solid vacation when I'm out and about. So we're going to be reaching back to the Two Dads and a Joke archive. My buddy JJ Johnson, who you might know as the geeky dad everybody talks about, because he's got the show Geeky Dads Talk About Geeky Things, is going to be joining me for these episodes. And I just want to say, vacation's super important. I mean, we didn't always have money to go places. A lot of times we did stuff like, we had a staycation one time where the big event was throwing stuff off the deck. So here's some tips and tricks today and throughout the week on family life. But when I think about last week's show, talking about who's got your back, JJ's got my back. He's a good friend of mine, helped me out a lot. And I think, this week's verse really goes with that. So, make sure you're breathing. Do your deep breath in, out through your nose. Keep breathing throughout this. Just kind of clear your head and listen to this episode about family life. And while you're doing that, be thinking about this week's verse. Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. That's Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. So without any further ado, why don't we kick off this episode from the archives? I've been married a little longer, have a little bit older kids. I think the big thing was my wife and I were premarital counselors at a church for a while, and so we got all this training on things. And I think when it comes to how do we stay connected, I think one of the big things that you didn't mention was money. And it's not so much about what you spend, did we go out to eat at a dinner or whatever, but that we got in line on that topic. What were our priorities, where were we going to spend the money, how were we going to do that, and kept an open line of communication about that over the years to just really make sure that when we were connecting, that was a topic, right? Like, pretty much you can guarantee if we go out to dinner, we're going to talk about, what's going on with the money, what's going on with our schedule, time. Money and time are two big things that you can run into conflict with each other. What's going on with our kids, right? Like, who's having issues with their friends? Who do we need to be training up in a different way? That kind of stuff. Obviously, the spiritual aspect that you kind of alluded to earlier. And then the last part of it is just what are our dreams? Because it's really, the couples we know that have kind of fallen by the wayside from all of the stress of these other four things, right? Conflicts over money, conflicts over time, conflicts over, different thinking on spiritual matters. At the end, the first thing to go is your dreams, right? And so I've got this dream about having this book series and whatnot and just having fun. And so, my wife got on board with that. And so one of the things that happens is she sends me dad jokes all the time. I can't enter her in the contest. That wouldn't be fair. But here's a good one for you. She says, "Can't believe someone broke into my garage and stole the limbo stick." Seriously, how low can you go? That's my wife supporting my dream and visions of having awesome dad jokes. That's the kind of little thing, and it's this idea. When we were sort of telling young couples about this stuff, it was a daily diversion, a weekly connect, rewind, I think is what they called it, and a yearly escape, right? And so we do that. Our anniversary comes around, we get out and do things together. But these kind of daily, just little things like that go a long way to sharing your dreams and keeping things together. Now, granted, we're not at this stage. I'm buying her exotic pearls, but who doesn't like to share their pearls?
Who's that?
Oysters. You know why they don't share their pearls?
No, I have no idea.
There's shellfish. Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Dad Word. Next week I'll be back with our normal episodes. In the meantime, if you want to check out the links in the bio, you'll find some great entertainment and maybe some more dad advice. Thanks.